Really just push yourself. Don't be afraid to get shot and be on the front line. Even if the first couple of times it's gonna hurt, you'll build a little bit of a tolerance to it, and you'll be able to do kind of ballsier moves. You're not going to be really, scared to push your limits. And that's really the fun of the sport is kind of the adrenaline rush is half of it, and the other half is actually shooting people. Let's see. So, I mean, growing up, I've always kind of liked like shooter video games and playing with Nerf guns and stuff. So that was kind of my thing. And I think paintball was kind of just that next step up. Actually, for a really long time as a kid, I wanted an airsoft gun just to like go outside and shoot trees and stuff with it. I don't know what I would have done with an airsoft gun as a kid. Probably nothing good, but I never had one, but I've always wanted one as a kid. And like playing paintball for the first time when I was 12 was just kind of a whole new experience, and I was just hooked on it from the first time. And I think what's kept me going today is just trying out new things in the sports. So I think a year ago I started playing MagFed, and that's kind of it's just a new thing that I haven't done before, and it makes it interesting instead of going and doing the same thing over and over. Well, there's there's a couple of reasons for that. Um, the first reason is, and I think what kind of initially kept me going was that it's just like it's a challenge, and in my experience, it's made me a better player because it teaches me to be more accurate and conserve more ammo. Um, and plus, like it kind of suits my game style because even before I played MagFed, I'm tend to be like a more aggressive frontlines type of player. And playing with my first gun, which I have with me, a Tip X, it's pretty light, so I was able to move up really quickly and do what I had to do. The other reason, which is which also kept me going in the beginning, was that it actually saved me a lot of money. Given that I'm a college student, I don't have a ton of money to be spending on paint and stuff like that. When I actually started playing MagFed, I was the first time I consistently started going to the field like almost every weekend. So I guess playing MagFed helped me in the sense that it saved me money because I could keep coming back to the field and playing and becoming a better player. Yeah, pump was I was actually considering pump for a while, like before I had my pistol. Actually, even after. Um, but I think I just remember seeing the pistol at my Fields Pro shop, and I just thought I'm like, I really want to try this thing out. Like even if it wasn't my primary, I was actually originally planning to use it as a secondary. Then it became my primary, so yeah, I kind of just stuck with it, and I didn't really intentionally mean to go into MagFed only from there, but it just kind of ended up happening. Um, I would like to try pump. I mean, I have tried pump, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be willing to invest money in it at this point, just given that I've started playing MagFed. Yeah. If anything, I would probably buy another MagFed rifle or something. Something that I can use first strike on more actively. Even though I do have a first strike gun, that's a pistol, but like a more long range type of thing. Obviously, I've played like normal rec ball play and woods ball. I've played different scenarios that are in the woods and CQB. CQB was really fun. But I have played speedball before a couple of times. It's not something I play very often. The first time I played it was, I want to say it was like 4 years ago, and I didn't even have a speedball gun back then. So my friend let me use his old, I think it was a Bob Long Mark 6, an old gun. And I think I played like 3 games. I It was pretty fun overall. I just, for some reason, I never went back to try it again. And then the most recent time which I played was actually maybe a month ago. I went on the field with my Tipex, but it wasn't like a full on game. So yeah, but it was pretty fun though. I might actually consider doing speedball a little more often, except I'd be using a Tipex like a crazy person. But I'm all about it. So I've never actually played a tournament. I'd like to try one out, and I know there's people are starting to do like MagFed tournaments now, which seem like a lot of fun. I'd like to try one of those out sometime. But overall, um, I'd say I'm kind of in between scenario and rec play. Rec play is good. It's kind of like rec play is. I like to think of it as like my practice, and scenarios being like the main event. I mean, I being that I'm a student, I don't always have a whole ton of money or a whole ton of time to go uh, to these scenario games. But when I do, I have a really good time. Uh, Personally, I prefer scenarios where it's like not really as much in the woods, although like pretty much 80% of them are in the woods. Um, which it is kind of growing on me for that reason. But ultimately, I prefer like structures and buildings and stuff like that. I think for me, that's just more of a my environment. Also, yeah, CQB. I like a lot of cover, move around, be sneaky, all of that. I actually did play CQB for the first time uh, 2 months ago. I went to this outlaw field in New Jersey called Ironbound, and they had this scenario going on called Predator Wars, and pretty much it's at this abandoned building, and there's a bunch of like rooms and corridors and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun there, and if we had a CQB field around here, I'd probably be going to that the most. Ever since I was 12, generally until like a year ago, I'd play maybe every couple month, like 1 to 2 months, I'd come out and play. Um, and until I think a little over a year ago, I started playing consistently. So coming out almost every weekend and just, practicing, going to events, being more involved with it. I'm 19 and I've been playing consistently since I was about 18, 17, 17 going on 18. Um, and yeah, so it's been about maybe a year and a half that I've been playing consistently. Before that, I played about like 5 to 6 years, kind of here and there. Um, but it was definitely like one of my more preferred hobbies to do. Um, and I was one of those kids that would go on YouTube and look at people's YouTube videos, a bunch of different YouTubers that I would always watch. Uh, be aggressive, keep moving up. Don't be afraid to kind of get out of your comfort zone on the field. Do the most that you can to just keep pushing yourself. Even if you get shot out, just really push your limits. I think for me, my biggest don't is it kind of goes with the being respectful part. Don't fight with people on the field. Like, yes, it's okay to argue that, you know, little things, but don't really blow it out of proportion. Don't be one of those guys that goes and just pa pa pa, on the field, like throwing hands and everything. You're gonna get kicked out. Probably the other guy's gonna get mad, and you're gonna get him kicked out. It's gonna be a bad day. Pretty much anyone can agree with these for the new players is taking their masks off and forgetting to put on their barrel covers in the dead zone. I don't understand the logic of it. Um, it's not that hard. Uh, if you ultimately just think about you not wanting to lose your eyes and don't take off your mask. It's understandable that yes, it's gonna get foggy there. Yes, it could be raining cats and dogs. You might not be able to see anything, or your face is itchy or whatever. But don't lift your mask because you never know. That could be the moment where you just get shot in the face or in the eye, and you could lose your eye or something like that. When experienced players don't chrono their guns and they just think, hey, I don't need to chrono my gun. I chronoed it yesterday. It'll be fine. And they go on the field and end up shooting like 350 or something. That's never a good time. And this really it's what impacts kind of every aspect of the field is their management. Um, because if a field has bad management, also ultimately, uh, the fields might end up being more run down. Also, the refs aren't going to be as well trained. They're not going to really care about what they're doing. They're kind of games are going to go pretty slow, and uh, people are going to get away with a lot of stuff. So yeah, for that reason, I'd say the management's the most important part. Yeah, you guys can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Uh, Dan will probably have them somewhere on the screen. Um, and you can also check out my channel if you want, although I don't post that often anymore.